Hi, this is a little dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And they continue with Bioshock 1 Remastered. Last time I defeated Steinman, and now I'm supposed to leave the medical pavilion. Let's leave the bots to handle this. After all, that's what they're for. I guess it wasn't as pointless to hack the cameras. It did actually result in something kind of worthwhile.
Sounds like another tunnel collapse. Welcome to Rapture, the world's fastest growing pilot junk.
Well, I just had a vision of sorts, or maybe a memory, but it was very quick and sort of difficult to understand. Obviously, it's going to get majorly developed as the game progresses. So right now a path has opened here, which I will go through because this path is blocked now.
It's a little one. Here's your chance to get some Adam.
Okay, so I will, as this is the first time you get the, the match talked about in the time after the release, cracks of the moral choice system. You get introduced to that for the first time. I will talk about it in a little more detail because I actually have quite a lot to say.
Easy now, Doctor. He's just looking for a wee bit of Adam. Just enough to get by.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
It's okay, lad. That's not a child. Not anymore, it ain't. Dr. Tenenbaum saw to that.
Bitte, do not hurt her. Have you no heart?
Aye, that's a pretty sermon coming from the ghoul who cooked up them creatures in the first place. Took fine little girls and turned them into that, didn't you? Listen to me, boyo. You won't survive without the Adam those things are carrying. Are you prepared to trade your life, the lives of my wife and child, for Tenenbaum's little Frankenstein?
Here. There is another way. Use this. Free them from their torment. I will make it to be worth your while. Somehow.
So, basically, I have a choice between choose whether to rescue the little sister or harvest her. If you harvest her, you will get maximum Adam to spend on plasmids, but she will not survive. If you rescue her, you will get less Adam, but Tenenbaum has promised to make it worth your while. Now, I feel this system is majorly flawed to the point of actually being irrelevant, or even worse, to the point of it running counter to the actual themes it's supposed to touch on in the story. Because, first of all, it is a major mistake to reward you at all for the sort of altruistic option, for the option of not harvesting her, because it is directly stated in the narrative that it's supposed to be much, much, much harder if you do not harvest her and thereby do not get, do not get Adam out of it. So it is, first of all, a mistake that you, to me at least, that you get even a bit of it, but a major, major, major mistake is the fact that in the end, the difference, because it says here, Tenenbaum has promised to make it worth your while, and she does indeed. She makes it up for you later on. It just takes a little bit longer, and in the end, the difference in the amount of Adam that you get from those two choices is negligible. And in fact, if you spare them, if you rescue them, you actually get some additional rewards from Tenenbaum in addition to the Adam. So that is already majorly botched to me at this point, because obviously it's not much of a dilemma even from a gameplay perspective. If you are not punished not nearly as severely as I think you should for this system to work as a gameplay dilemma of sorts, but as a narrative dilemma, I think it doesn't work that great either, and that's my problem in general with choices like this in video games, where there's an ethical dilemma, and the result of it is gameplay benefit or gameplay hindrance, because in the end it is a meaningless choice to me, because I am the type of player who will always choose the more difficult option, because I find the rise in the difficulty to be irrelevant next to the weight of the ethical choice I'm supposed to make. I know it's doable, right? It has to be programmed in such a way that it's still possible to finish the game, even if it's more difficult. So I will just try over and over and over again until I succeed, because I can. There's no, in universe, your life is at stake. If you're not strong enough, you're going to die. But this incentive doesn't work for the player, because the player has unlimited tries. You can die over and over and over again and just retry each time. And the fact that the game has been made harder by your ethical choice is irrelevant. It doesn't matter, and I think it renders the choice meaningless, because from an ethical standpoint, it's pretty obvious what you are supposed to choose. You can either save a child's life or kill a child. It's not like it's a no-brainer. There's no actual thinking, no actual dilemma in this. The dilemma is purely gameplay related, and even that is majorly botched. So I think overall, this system, for all the praise and all of the talk that it got out of the press and the people talking about it, near the release, it's actually very, very weak, to the point of being laughable. And I think there surely were ways to make it more engaging. For me, the best types of ethical dilemmas in games are the ones in which you actually have to struggle with what to do, in which actually both options are, for example, so gray that you feel bad choosing either of them, and you have to weigh the pros and cons, or both, or maybe both causes are good, but both require a sacrifice of some sorts, and then you have to weigh, which one of those sacrifices you are more easily predisposed to making. But this is no choice at all to me. It is a no-brainer. There is no actual ethical deliberation to be made on the subject. No sane person can argue that, oh, it's actually, justifiable to kill a child for power. Like, come on. There's no, like, you cannot make such an argument in good faith. I don't believe so. So this choice doesn't matter, and it's made even worse by the fact that it's supposed to matter in the gameplay, but it doesn't even do that. So overall, it's worthless, and I feel like it is a majorly botched element of the game, which is made even harder to swallow by the fact that it was touted as such an important part of the game and such a groundbreaking, ethical dilemma system in the game, which forces you to make difficult choices. Like, that's bogus. It doesn't force you to make difficult choices because there's no actual difficulty in this choice. And I am going to rescue all of the little sisters, obviously. L rescue.
No! Thank you.
The path of the righteous is not always easy. The reward will become clear in time. Be patient.
Tenenbaum's playing you for a sap. Those things may look like wee little girls, but looks don't make it so. You need all the Adam you can get to survive.
That's a funny bug.
If you cross paths with another of them gatherer's garden machines, make sure you pick up a new plasmid or two. That's if the price ain't too dear, of course.
Okay. Is there anything else here? Splicer.
Time for Betty Bye, Mr. B.
Okay, so there's a gatherer's garden right here, and another reel with the developer's commentary. You've unlocked an episode of the director's commentary, but I will listen to all of them after the game is already done to avoid spoilers for any people who might happen across this and want to watch, even though they don't know the game, which I don't think is very likely at this point, but still. Okay, and there's an audio recording. Gatherer vulnerability.
Not only are those little girls veritable atom factories, they're nearly indestructible. They regenerate any wounded flesh with stem versions of the dead cell. But their relationship with the implanted slugs is symbiotic. If you harvest the slug, the host will die. So you see, it's not like killing, Tenenbaum said. It's more like removing a terminal patient from life support.
What? That's demonstrably not true when you consider the fact I've just saved them. But I guess even, first of all, she didn't care back then. And second of all, she might have only devised a way to reverse that recently-ish. So I guess, we shouldn't be too hard on that audio recording. Purchase gene upgrades. I am going to... Wait, I cannot buy another slot? Reduces all physical damage. Okay, this is pretty awesome, actually. I will do this, I think. Useful in any hazardous situation, Armored Shell offers fantastic protection against life's bumps and bruises. Don't be a softie. Use Armored Shell now. Oh, but do I prefer? Okay, I will keep the wrench jockey because I will be using the wrench, and eventually I will bring back the static discharge once I unlock more slots. But for now, that's all. I will keep the rest of the atom for later. Okay. Okay, there's some shooting going on around here.
The bottom of the ocean is our home, but it can also be a dangerous place.
You're ready now. Time to take on one of them big daddies. It won't be easy, but it's the only way to get to the little sisters and the atom they carry.
There is another little sister ahead. To get the atom from her, you must deal with her big daddy first. And indeed I will. Let's use those armor-piercing rounds. This is the one with the drill, so... Okay, that was kind of... Okay, this was relatively painless. But this is the easier variant of the Big Daddy because he only has a melee weapon. Okay, let's rescue another one.
No! 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 Thank you, mister. Thank you.
And I'm actually ready to leave. At this point, I've explored the entirety of this level, so I'm ready to go back. Well, not back, actually go forward to Neptune's Bounty.
Are you almost back to emergency access? Come through as soon as you get there. You got Ryan's eye now. You won't hear them coming, but it'll be there before you know it.
What's the matter, Mary? You look like you could use a boost.
I'm busy, nauseous, not even seeing things that aren't there.
That's just the plastic blues, Mary. Just
Keep away from my patients!
Okay. And I can unlock this.
Security alert deactivated. Thank you for your patience.
I don't know how you managed it, but you did. Come through to Port Neptune now. I'm looking forward to shaking your hand.
Yeah, Neptune's Bounty. I can use the Batysphere to travel to Neptune's Bounty.
Now you've had the pleasure of Andrew Ryan's company. He's the one who built this place, and he's the one who ran it into the ground. Nobody knows exactly what happened, Maybe he went mad. Maybe the power got to him. Maybe he just decided he didn't like people. Whichever way you slice it, good men died. Me family's in a submarine hidden in the foundation of Fontaine Fisheries. I'll meet you there.
Okay, so you have a rather unpleasant first sight. There's a smuggler. Well, I guess he's not crucified, is he? He's more like just hung up on display, and I guess literally hanged as well. He has a noose around his neck. Also, his eyes are stabbed, but you know that's besides the point. Basically, smuggling was a capital offense in Rapture because of the contact with the surface, and as you can see, he has like movies, but also Bibles. And generally later on you also find crucifixes, you know, religious items dealing with religious worship, which always struck me as weird and kind of what's the word? Not really gelling with, because as I said, many view this game as a critique of objectivism, but the thing is, in an objectivist society, simply owning religious items or even you know, practicing religion wouldn't be illegal. There's no like it's an anti-freedom position to take to restrict religious worship, because obviously there wouldn't be a recognized religion in an objectivist society, and there would probably be the religion could have been viewed as a weird personal choice that you deem unreasonable. So the state could be somewhat you know, rather a little bit negatively predisposed towards religion, or at least, you know, it would seem so, because it wouldn't extend any actual privileges towards it, which we are very used to, even in small ways, such as displaying religious imagery in public places, you know, crosses in schools and all that. So it wouldn't do that, but there's no objectivist rationalization or justification for forbidding people to personally engage in religious worship and to have religious to have items dealing with religion. Like, there's no actual justification for that on the grounds of objectivist philosophy, because it's a matter of personal choice. As long as you do not use your religion to impose on other people or to demand something because of your religion, it wouldn't be of any interest to an objectivist state. So I find it to be a sign of personal bias on the side of Andrew Ryan, that can't be explained by him sticking to objectivist principles, because, as I said, on the basis of the objectivist philosophy, there's no actual reason to restrict religious freedom. Conversely, there's also no reason whatsoever to support religion or to think it's a good idea. But you know, the crux of objectivism is that you should and can do everything you want, as long as you do not impose on other people's freedom. So the state has no right and no interest whatsoever in restricting your religious freedom. It can restrict exhibiting your religion in such a way that it would impose on other people. For example, it wouldn't recognize religious holidays as free from work. It wouldn't provide any actual benefits to religions or to churches, but there's no reason to imply that it wouldn't allow for religious worship, because there's no basis on which you would ban that. So it seems to me that the way it happened in Rapture seems to imply that it was strictly because Andrew Ryan himself is an anti-theist. He despises religion, and he has let this his personal feelings basically to impose on the law-making of Rapture, which in itself is already a betrayal of the objectivist philosophy. You're not supposed to do that. That's one of the reasons I think. I will comment more about it as more of Andrew Ryan's personality is explored in Bioshock, but his stance on religion and the fact that simply owning Bibles and crucifixes was already illegal in Rapture, it's one of the reasons why I think reading Bioshock as a straight-up critique of objectivism doesn't work, because Andrew Ryan himself does not stick to the principles of objectivism. It's more, to me, it's more of a treatise on human nature. As I said, it's a character study of Andrew Ryan rather than a straight-up critique of objectivism. But enough talking for now about this particular subject. Let me move forward a little bit. The Great Chain. Lots and Sons. Yeah, that's another variant of the Big Daddy, and this one is actually a lot more annoying because he has a ranged weapon. But I will, find it. I will, encounter him soon-ish enough, so you will see for yourself. I will actually make some purchases because I can only carry $500. And once I run into the limit, I can't pick up any more. So I will always try to have less so that I can pick up money that I find on the way. And I guess I will buy the electric bug. And I guess one Eve Hypo maybe for now. Again, the Great Chain. Safety is everyone's responsibility. 91 days since our last accident. Accidents last year, 4. Accidents this year, 2. Well, I somehow feel there have been more than 2 accidents this year, but you probably didn't have time to update this, what with the societal collapse of the entire city. There's also a new type of enemy being introduced in this stage. A rather creepy and annoying one.
But the days go by like wind.
Okay, there's another Big Daddy right here, and it's of the variant I was talking about. I will actually leave him be for now, because I think there are some turrets to be hacked on the lower level, which might help me deal with him. There's a crashed Batysphere. as you can see, he has like a rivet gun, and he's also fighting other splicers, which is very beneficial to me because they are going to wound him, maybe just a little bit, which will make it easier eventually to deal with him.
Perhaps we'll dine on
Okay, I think I'm out of splices in the vicinity, so I think time is right to deal with him. Let's check this. With Medical Expert, your first aid kits will go further, healing sickness and injury at a rate you will sure to be find astonishing. Don't use the first aid kit without your best friend, a Medical Expert. First aid kit gives you slightly more health. I don't have any other tonics to go into this slot, so might as well do that for now. Is he fighting them, or? I don't think so, unfortunately. Actually, he kinda was. Okay, I would like to keep him on this lower level to utilize the turret. I don't think I have that much choice, really. Because... Although I guess... he will go back, will he? If I go right here. Are you coming? Why isn't the turret? Okay, I'm almost out of ammunition for the shotgun, but it did a very good job, so I'm not at all complaining. I'm out of Eve though, so there's no way. Okay, I should be able to kill him. Indeed. Okay. Let's loot him and rescue her.
No! 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 No!
You have shown kindness to my little ones, but are you really a friend to us? Regardless, a little one brings you a gift to demonstrate our appreciation.
Tenenbaum wants to reward you. The reward will be inside a teddy bear at the Gardener's Garden. Yeah, I think it was a mistake to do it like this. You like a warm, fuzzy feeling should be your reward for doing what is right. You shouldn't get additional incentive because that defeats the whole purpose.
Don't make it harder than it needs to be.
Okay, is there an Eve hypo somewhere? There is. There's also an audio diary. Batysphere keys.
We're putting all the Batyspheres in lockdown until further notice. Ryan had us install some kind of genetic device into the thing, so only Ryan and his inner circle will be able to use them without dispensation. But the boys tell me the keys are pretty unreliable. Sisters, cousins, anybody in the ballpark genetically will be able to come and go as they see fit.
Now, this is a very, significant audio diary, which is supposed to raise some questions about, well, how is it that the player character can use the Batyspheres? But let's leave it at that for now. Because obviously that's a major plot point in the game. There's some more things around here, but I guess I cannot pull them closer, so there must be a way to actually get inside.
Come where I can reach you.
Is that a camera or? I don't think so.
Go make this harder than it needs to be.
Okay, that was legendarily bad. Okay. I wasted a lot of health.
The one that took my baby.
That's what happens if you can't shoot straight. Which just so happens I can't. Okay, there's just some flashing light from a what's the word? A water lock? How is it called? 'Cause it's not an airlock because it's not for well, although wait, maybe it is an airlock because the purpose of it is, to keep a tight seal. It's basically a way to exit onto the ocean floor, right? So there has to be originally, I guess, an airlock of sorts behind. Like, it cannot just open into the ocean originally, because that wouldn't make any sense. There has to be like a place in between with two doors opening one by one, so that you can drain the water out from there when you step back in. Okay, anything in here? No. Upper Wharf, Wharf Master. Okay, and where did the other one lead? McCrakey Crabs. Okay. Oh, I almost walked into that. Wait.
There must be another angel.
Okay, I need more... Before I am able to fight him, I need more medkits, that's for sure. So you can calm down, because I'm not going to engage you yet. Fontaine's Fisheries. Okay, I am supposed to go here. And there's the Gatherer's Garden, which is a perfect place to end this episode after I, check that. Sunshine of the Sea brand. Shellfish. Okay. Not particularly fascinating. Okay, there's the rocket turret, which would be very useful if I hacked it, so I might actually do it. Okay, this just loops to over here, I guess. So my whole dilemma was entirely pointless. Although maybe not quite, because there still has to be a way to get down there somehow, because I cannot pull the items towards me.
Thus saith the Lord!
I can, however, pull this. Anything else on the other side? More shotgun ammo, which apparently I am full on, so might as well use them. Okay, so this is how I get down there, right? But first things first, let's hack the turret, I guess. We will leave the... Although maybe I can make it... Okay. Oh! Oh no, 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 no! That's horrible? I haven't saved in a bajillion years. I thought I could trick the turret to shoot the Big Daddy, which I guess I did, but then it still was focused on me.
I am a waste of time! Coward!
Is it after I killed the Big Daddy?
Blood! Get over here!
I think so. How much Adam? Yeah, it's after, okay. So it's not such a large portion to repeat. It's still annoying, and I apologize for that.
Somewhere I can read.
Okay, it would be beneficial potentially to hack this turret, so I will try to do that.
I shall lay my vengeance upon you!
Mr. Coswell?
Come on then! Fighting properly! We have turned away from your light! Come on! Fighting properly! I kill, the better this place will be. Coward!
Okay, but not... Wait. Wait.
Father,
Where did I
why have you forsaken
come
me?
from?
Get over here!
I guess from the top right here, right?
Run to your devil. I'm sure he will help you.
Yeah, that's the point where I came from. So I still have to explore this lower part right here, but I don't have time for that anymore. So for now, let me just
Oh, I'm ready for dream time, Mr. Bubbles.
let me just pick up the gift that the little sisters bring me, and it is 200 atoms. So as I said, it is like mind-boggling to me. How did they design it like this? Because as I said, after you sum it up, adding this additional atom that they bring you as a reward for not harvesting them, the difference is negligible. So okay, I'm getting shot at.
Unclean, come on then. Fight me properly. Where is he, Madonna?
Wait, there's a homing projectiles? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. For sure. Yeah, but let's just grab the atom for now. And I also get the Hypnotize Big Daddy plasmid. You have found your first reward from Tenenbaum for saving the little sisters. Need a bodyguard in a pinch? Our new hypnotized plasmid will fool a Big Daddy into protecting you as if you were its own little sister. Causes a Big Daddy to protect you for a brief time. That isn't as useful because I don't think it works after I attack it. So I can deal with the regular splicers just fine on my own, and after all of that I still have to fight and kill the Big Daddy himself, so let's just store it for now. And what do I want to buy? I definitely want to buy a new plasmid spot. And I will put Incinerate right here.
Light up foes to 1,000 degrees. Warning, fire spreads.
I don't need another one yet. I don't think, at least. I will buy a health upgrade. Your maximum health has been increased, allowing you to take more hits without being sent to the resurrection station, which doesn't even exist because it's called a Vita chamber. I think it wasn't even called a resurrection station in System Shock. I think it was called a reconstruction station. I will buy an Eve upgrade as well. You can now carry more Eve in your body, allowing you to use more plasmids before having to reload with an Eve hypo. And what else do I want? First aid kits also give you Eve. You gain a little extra health from snacks and bandages. Do I want the Winter Blast? Freeze your foes in place, shatter them into 1,000 pieces. I could want that. Yeah, you know what? I will buy this. And then... No, I didn't want to do
Cry
that.
out for Big Daddy's help. Make him think you're a little sister. Watch as he fights to protect you.
I didn't want to do that. I wanted to buy this. Don't get caught without this powerful self-defense tool at the ready. Give your foes the cold shoulder with the Winter Blast. I wanted to put this in here.
Freeze your enemies. Shatter them into 1,000 pieces.
And then... I guess I will have to replace the other one. I want to put Incinerate in here. Okay. I could have saved for more tonic slots, I guess. But there are still little sisters. There are 2 more little sisters to be helped or harvested on this level. Yeah, so I will have more Adam eventually for something else. But for now, this episode has been more than long enough. So I'm going to save here. Again, it does so because I left click to save, but then I guess it remembers the input and still uses the plasmid, so I should perhaps save with a weapon in hand, because using 1 or 2 bullets is less of a waste than using a bit of Eve. But regardless, that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!